The collapse of communism, the breakup of the Soviet Union, has brought independence and a measure of freedom to more than a dozen new states. The most powerful is Ukraine, a nation of 52 million people, the world's third largest nuclear power, and now free after 300 years of outside rule. But Ukraine is hardly a unified entity. The south, Crimea, wants independence. The eastern part feels the pull to Russia. And the west, where we go tonight, is on a binge of ethnic nationalism. Ukraine for Ukrainians can have a frightening ring to those not ethnically correct, especially in a nation that barely acknowledges its part in Hitler's final solution. The Jews of Lvov have reason to be concerned. These are the kinds of scenes they've been seeing lately. Ukrainian ultra-nationalist parties asserting themselves now that Soviet communism is gone. Their chants and banners mimic another more fearsome time. The place they're marching in was once called Adolf Hitler Square. The same square greeted Hitler's troops 50 years ago as liberators. Thousands of Ukrainians joined the SS and marched off to fight for Nazism. In the process, they helped round up Lvov's Jews, helped march more than 140,000 of them to extinction. Virtually every Jew in Lvov. The group marching is Una Unsa, a political party whose motto is force and order. Three of its members, including the man shouting orders, were elected members of Ukraine's national parliament. A sister party, the Social Nationalists, calls for the need to liquidate certain people. Most of the parties have their own newspapers. The most popular and the only daily is called For a Free Ukraine. It blames the Jews for Ukraine's current economic condition. The editor-in-chief says his paper is not anti-Semitic, but he also says,
Ukrainian villagers who represent the spirit of the Ukraine have long considered Jews to be exploiters. And this is reflected in jokes and anecdotes. In terms of the Soviet Union, which is abbreviated SSSR, that stands for 3 kikes and 1 Russian.
Western Ukraine also has a long, dark history of blaming its poverty, its troubles, on others.
Kikes have better chances here than even the original population.
They're Ukrainians.
Yes. This newspaper considers the government's chief task should be the well-being of the Ukrainian population first and foremost.
Many of the Ukrainian men of Lvov who marched off as members of the SS never returned, killed fighting for Hitler. But last summer, a good number of the survivors, veterans of the SS Galicia division, did return for a reunion laid on by the Lvov City Council. Ukrainian SS veterans now living in Canada, the United States, and Ukraine. Nowhere, certainly not in Germany, are the SS so openly celebrated. And for this reunion, Cardinal Lubachinsky, head of the Ukrainian Catholic Church, gave his blessing, just as a predecessor did to the SS more than 50 years ago. Did you not hold a ceremony here for the Galician SS?
Yes.
For the men who fought with the Germans?
Yes.
And you held a mass for these people?
No, see, we didn't fight anybody here. We fought against the Russians in Austria and Yugoslavia. And we were under Germans. We had to do whatever they wanted to. We couldn't do anything but we want ourselves, really.
These are remnants of a film the Germans made of Ukrainian brutality. The German High Command described the Ukrainian behavior as praiseworthy. Even before the Germans entered Lvov,
yes,
the Ukrainian militia, the police, killed 3,000 people in 2 days here.
It is not true.